Your name is about to be printed in newspapers for. My dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says your heart has been weighed, and it has not gone unnoticed. For all this time, heaven has been silent, but it has not been still. The ink that writes the names of those remembered by the world is finally moving toward yours. The silence that surrounded your journey is about to turn into the sound of millions speaking your name. It has begun. It has already been written. The scroll has been opened. Your name is about to be printed in newspapers for doing something no one thought you were capable of. What once was quiet will now echo across cities. What once was hidden will now be carved into history. People will say, "Where did this person come from? How did they rise after everything they've endured?" But you will know. You will know the years you walked in shadows while others danced in light. You will remember the long nights you cried, when you gave all you had and had nothing left. And still, you continued. Still, you stayed soft. Still, you believed. Still, you prayed. You are the one they underestimated. The one they thought would give up. The one who stayed behind in silence while others ran ahead for applause. The one who loved more than was wise, gave more than was fair, and received less than was deserved. And now, the reversal begins. The table is turning quietly. A spiritual announcement has already been declared in the places unseen. They are talking about you in rooms you haven't entered yet. They are planning your seat at the table. And the wind knows your name now. The paper has it. The print is ready. Heaven approved it. They buried your name beneath false stories. They smiled in your face while crafting lies behind your back. They dressed you in shame and thought you would wear it forever. But now, something holy is happening in the silence. The same people who whispered about your downfall will now be forced to read about your breakthrough. The newspapers won't be able to ignore it. The article won't be about the shame they tried to force upon you. No. It will be about the power no one could take from you. It will speak of what you built in silence. What you planted in pain. What you nurtured with tears. And now, the fruit of it will hang in full view for the world to see. Your name is about to be printed in newspapers for doing something bold, something beautiful, something that cannot be erased by gossip or jealousy. And those who once turned away when you spoke will now search for your voice. They will want to know how you did it. But the truth is, you didn't do it alone. Every closed door. Every betrayal. Every night you prayed and got no answer. Every time you felt like you were losing. It was all woven into this moment. There are angels preparing now. Not just to bless you, but to reveal you. The revelation is bigger than success. It's not just about a breakthrough, it's about divine justice. This is not a reward for good behavior, this is a reckoning. The scales have been uneven too long. They lied to the world about who you were. But God never forgot the truth. Every injustice that left a scar on your name is now becoming a line in the divine story that will carry your name into history. They will say you came out of nowhere. But you will know that the fire made you. You were forged in it. Every year of silence carved depth into your soul. Every heartbreak became a hidden note in the melody of your becoming. And now, when your name is sung, it will carry the harmony of heaven. Do not be surprised when people from the past come knocking. Some will apologize. Some will act like nothing happened. Some will want to reconnect. But not all doors need reopening. Some connections were cut by heaven itself. There were people in your life whose purpose was to mislead, distract, and diminish you. And heaven removed them, not to punish you, but to protect your prophecy. You were called for this. Your name has always been holy, even when they tried to drag it through the mud. Even when they called you cursed. Even when they said you'd never make it. They didn't know who you were. But heaven did. There were moments you thought you were forgotten. Moments you cried with no witness. Moments you gave up your dreams just to survive. But all of it counted. The pain, the silence, the waiting, it all counted. Your tears were not wasted. They watered something sacred. And now it's blooming, whether you feel ready or not. The world is about to know you. They are about to see the heart behind the hands. The story behind the strength. They will know the name they once ignored. They will say it with awe. And even the people who tried to erase you will be forced to speak it. You were never invisible to heaven. Even when no one saw your worth, heaven did. Even when you walked through betrayal so deep it felt like drowning, heaven walked with you. And now, heaven is revealing you. This isn't a moment of vanity or pride. This is restoration. You are not being elevated just to be seen, you are being elevated so that truth may be seen through you. Your light is not just for show. It's for healing. It's for reflection. It's for all those who are still walking through their own shadows. Your breakthrough is the proof that God has not forgotten those who wait in pain. I saw every time you chose love over revenge. I saw you give when you had little. I saw you hold back words that could have destroyed someone, and instead, you prayed for them. I saw you wake up every day not knowing how you would survive, and still, you showed up. I saw them take from you and laugh. I saw them celebrate your losses. But I didn't sleep. I didn't forget. And now, I am lifting you. I am putting your name where it belongs. No man can remove it. No enemy can smear it. No storm can erase it. They thought they buried you. But they were wrong. They planted a seed they could not destroy. And now, your name is the tree. Its branches reach cities. Its roots are deep with truth. And the fruit of your journey is undeniable. The ones who doubted you will witness it. And they won't be able to explain it. There will be no worldly logic for your rise. That's because it wasn't man who lifted you. It was I. And now, you will speak from platforms you never asked for. You will be invited into rooms that once excluded you. And everywhere your name is spoken, it will echo with the power of redemption. Your name is about to be printed in newspapers for doing what others thought you were too broken to do. It won't be a scandal. It won't be a downfall. It will be a celebration. A holy recognition. The article will not just carry your name, it will carry your essence. Your pain. Your resilience. Your truth. And through it, others will find hope again. They will read it and say, maybe I can rise too. And you will know, this was never just about you. Your journey was a map for others who feel forgotten. People will study you. They will speak of you in schools, in boardrooms, in churches. Not because of fame, but because of impact. Your story carries the weight of heaven's signature. The divine was always on your path. And now, even those who never believed in miracles will be forced to consider the possibility that maybe, just maybe, there is something greater guiding it all. You are becoming the evidence. The walking testament. The living letter. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. They tried to define you by what you lost, but they will now learn your name through what you've gained. You are not the pain they associated you with. You are not the season they left you in. You are not the chapter they closed before the story was finished. You were always the one. The chosen. The marked. The one the world overlooked but heaven watched over. When people thought you were done, heaven whispered, not yet. And now that whisper is turning into a trumpet. Your name is marching into every space they tried to lock you out of. Do not be alarmed by the suddenness of it. It may feel overwhelming at first. But remember, you were born for this. That's why the battles were so long. That's why the suffering was so personal. Because your purpose is wide. Your reach is generational. There are people who will trace their healing back to a moment they read your name in a line they didn't expect. A teacher will quote your perseverance. A child will write your name in an essay. A mother will hold your story as a reminder to keep going. You are becoming more than a survivor. You are becoming a symbol. Even those who envied you before will find themselves silent in the wake of your becoming. Not out of bitterness, but awe. They will sense that this rise was not man-made. There will be no influencer, no promoter, no trend to credit. Only the quiet, steady, mysterious grace that always followed you. They'll say, "It doesn't make sense." And they will be right. Because the glory that's about to rest on your life will defy understanding. It will break the rules of timing and protocol. And it will rest fully, without apology. And what of the ones who used your name to build their lies? The ones who tried to erase you from rooms you helped build? Their words will return to them, and they will choke on them. Not because of your vengeance, but because heaven knows how to humble without cruelty. They will read your name where they never expected it. And they will know they were wrong. The same tongue that cursed you will be forced to honor you. Because the truth cannot stay buried forever. And your truth is rising. Prepare yourself for strange invitations. Unusual calls. Unlikely open doors. There will be a sudden acceleration, and it will be heaven's doing. The wait was long because the rise had to be real. You could not be rushed. You were not meant to bloom in shallow soil. That's why you were buried so deep. So hidden. But the roots have reached their depth. The time of hiding is over. Your roots are strong enough to hold the weight of your name being known. Not in vanity. Not in pride. But in truth. Because the truth must stand. And you are part of that truth. The person you once were, tired, afraid, always second-guessing, is shedding. You are becoming something new. Something braver. Something that doesn't flinch when your name is called anymore. You used to tremble when they said your name. Now, the world will tremble when they remember how they treated you. Not because of wrath, but because of revelation. The mask is coming off. The truth is stepping forward. And your name is no longer a secret. In cities you have never visited, your story will be told. In languages you cannot speak, your name will be translated. And in places you never imagined mattering, your life will shift the atmosphere. Because you stayed kind when cruelty would have been easier. You stayed honest when lies could have freed you faster. You stayed faithful when the silence grew louder than any promise. And now, the clouds are clearing. The trumpet is sounding. And the season has turned. Your name is about to be printed in newspapers for doing what seemed impossible for someone with your past. For someone with your pain. For someone with your scars. But the very scars they mocked are becoming the marks of the miracle. What they laughed at will now be the reason they listen. What they dismissed will now be the evidence they use to believe. And though the world may call it news, you will know it was a prophecy fulfilled. Your name is about to be printed in newspapers for doing something that heaven had whispered to you long ago. Something that looked impossible in the eyes of many, yet it stayed burning in the private chambers of your soul, like a quiet ember refusing to die. This isn't just an accomplishment, it is a divine manifestation. It is the fruit of silent tears, unspoken prayers, secret endurance, and unwavering faith in the unseen hand of God guiding you when no one else believed you could endure what you did. You have been walking in shadows, but the light is about to catch you in its radiant embrace. And not because you demanded it, but because heaven decided it was time. There was a heavenly meeting concerning you. They said, "Let it be now. Let the world see what we have seen in secret." You are not just going to be mentioned in the whispers of family or in closed rooms of familiar places, you are going to be declared, announced, published, publicized. And the reason will not be your failure, your flaws, or your missteps. It will be your resilience, your purity in dark moments, your strength when all you wanted was to disappear. Your name is about to be printed in newspapers for doing what many thought was too humble to be seen. They thought your kindness would be overlooked. They thought your patience wouldn't pay off. They thought your faith would embarrass you. But the tide is turning, and it is not turning quietly. The heavens have orchestrated a moment so undeniable that even your enemies will fall silent. Some will squint their eyes at the headlines and say, "Is that really them?" Yes, it is. It is you. Not because you chased the spotlight, but because the spotlight was commanded by divine decree to follow you. This is the hour I have waited for. The moment I have set aside for you while you were still being shaped in sorrow and solitude. This is not a random honor, this is prophecy unfolding. You were set apart for this, even when you didn't know what this would look like. When you couldn't describe what you were carrying, when you didn't have the words for your ache, heaven already wrote it down. They saw it all. The ones who mistreated you, the ones who mocked your beliefs, the ones who laughed at your dreams, they are about to read your name in print, not because you tried to prove anything, but because God decided it was time. There is something divine happening in the air around you. A shift. It might feel strange because it's quieter than you imagined. But rest assured, the silence is holy. The calm is a signal. The absence of noise is not a delay, it is the preparation of the divine ink. Your story is being written right now. The parts no one saw. The pieces you never shared. The pain that never made it to social media. The prayers you whispered with trembling lips. The forgiveness you gave without receiving an apology. The mercy you extended when you were bleeding inside. All of it is being turned into testimony. And the world will not just know what you did, they will feel the presence of God when they read your name. This is not about vanity. This is not about fame. This is about divine justice. Divine timing. You planted seeds when no one believed the ground was fertile. You kept going when the road broke beneath your feet. You stayed silent when you could have defended yourself, because heaven told you to wait. And now the waiting is over. The announcement is coming. You won't need to do anything to make it happen. It's already unfolding. The people meant to notice are being drawn in. The editors who never knew you existed are finding their way to your story. The cameras, the questions, the moments, they are on the way. And you will not tremble. You will not doubt yourself. You will remember this message and know it was foretold. You are not being spotlighted for survival, but for sacred strength. There is something unique about you that cannot be taught, cannot be replicated, and now it cannot be ignored. People will ask, how did this happen? And the truth is, it wasn't just hard work. It wasn't just talent. It wasn't just perseverance. It was divine breath. It was favor. It was God's hand pressing gently on your name, saying, now. You are about to be honored not for pretending to be perfect, but for being real. You will be recognized for the very things people tried to shame you for, your softness, your integrity, your unwavering devotion to light when darkness called your name. They tried to reduce you, but heaven preserved you. They tried to erase you, but God rewrote your story. They tried to bury you, but the soil became the stage for resurrection. You didn't lose anything. Everything that left was part of the purification. Everything you released was part of your preparation. All the rejections were divine redirections. All the delays were appointments in disguise. And now you will understand why the road had to twist, why the heartbreaks had to come, why the loneliness had to stretch so long. It was not abandonment, it was construction. Heaven was building a foundation so strong that when your name goes public, you will not collapse from the pressure. You will not be corrupted by the recognition. You will not lose yourself in the applause. Because the applause is not the reward. The reward is knowing that God never forgot you. And now the world will finally see what He always knew. You are going to walk into rooms that were previously locked. You are going to be welcomed into conversations that once excluded you. You are going to be quoted, respected, referenced. And not because you tried to make anyone see your worth, but because heaven decided to show it. You won't have to change yourself. You won't have to shrink. You won't have to explain your past. You'll simply arrive. And when you do, it will be with peace in your chest and tears in your eyes. Not tears of sorrow. Tears of confirmation. Because deep down, you always knew this moment would come. Something in your soul whispered it on the hard days. Something in your spirit kept nudging you to hold on. Something divine whispered, "Don't give up, it's not over yet." And now here it is. The moment has arrived. Finally, God is exposing what was done in the dark to break you. Not to shame the ones who tried, but to show the world how much light you carried despite it. Your grace will be louder than their gossip. Your peace will be more powerful than their betrayal. Your rise will be the loudest silence they've ever heard. You are not rising alone. God is with you. You are not entering this new season with fear. Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. Even when the world sees you, even when your name is printed, even when strangers know your story, your peace will remain unshaken. Because this spotlight is protected. This stage is holy. The platform has been prayed over, soaked in tears, anointed in oil you never saw. Trust God and pray to Him, even now. Pray not because something is wrong, but because everything is finally becoming right. This is the moment your soul has been waiting for, and your spirit has already begun to rejoice. What they thought was your ending was only the beginning. And your name, oh yes, your name is about to be printed in newspapers, for doing something heaven is proud of. Something eternal. Something sacred. You've always known your life wasn't ordinary. Now the world will know too.